Sandeep Punithan, the journalist who has been tracking this story very closely and has recently written a terrific piece in India Today magazine, breaking the first details on this very complicated deal. Sandeep, first off, 30 advanced Predator or Sky Guardian drones are going to be weaponized, and they're going to be ordered by the Indian government. The Ministry of Defence today is basically taking it up to accord it with the final clearance. The first question that a lot of people will be asking is, at over 22,000 crores, is this a deal that's worth it? We're getting 30 of these drones. How much of a game changer are they that they justify this enormous price tag?
Well, Shiv, the enormous price tag, as you put it, is one Sea Guardian or one Sky Guardian is equal to the cost of two Sukhoi 30 MKIs. I mean, that's how expensive these drones are. But they come with a kind of a range of capabilities that the armed forces say they absolutely cannot do without. And for that, you have to thank China. Because of what happened in Ladakh last year. This was an ordinary procurement, Shiv, until May 2020. And after May 2020, when the armed forces suddenly realized that they had a frontier of over 4,000 kilometers to keep under surveillance along the LAC and, of course, the Indian Ocean region, that's when the requirement for these platforms was felt. And that's when this case began to be fast-tracked. All these questions that we're talking about the cost and whether it's really worth the price, all of these have been discussed over the last 2 years within the Defense Ministry. That armed forces have had their differences of opinion, primarily the Air Force and the Navy. And the Navy has been the lead service in acquiring this deal. And they've made all the right arguments to support this purchase. And Shiv, this is the first large defense deal that's been done for all the three services.
Yeah.
In the past, drones have been bought in piecemeal packages for each of the three services. Now, this is a very interesting example of how jointmanship really works when it comes to hardware acquisitions. When you have all three services buying the same platforms with minor variations, and looking at common logistics, basing, training, bringing down the larger cost of the deal. The deal was actually supposed to have been worth much, much more, but because of the fact that it's been jointly negotiated and all these facts like logistics, basing and training. And the other interesting thing is that the Army and the Air Force drones, which are of the same variant, the Sky Guardian drones, they will be commonly based, and there will be a level of interoperability that we've not seen in any other previous acquisition.
Sandeep, you mentioned how the situation with China in Ladakh in many ways kind of accelerated this deal and acted as an enabler to getting things done and putting aside many of the reservations that the Indian system may have had into entering such a large deal, because clearly the Indian military came together and agreed that they need this capability even at this enormous price. Can you paint us a picture of the kinds of missions these drones will be capable of in our current scenario? As you had reported, last year we leased a couple of unarmed Sea Guardian drones which the Indian Navy has been using for long-range surveillance over the Indian Ocean. What about these new armed drones? What kinds of conceivable missions should we be expecting them to be able to perform?
Shiv, when it comes to the missions that these drones can perform, I mean, they're actually unmanned aircraft and not really the kind of drones that we know of. I mean, they are the kind of capabilities that they bring to the table are of an order that you just mentioned. I mean, they are something that we have not had until now. And, whether you're looking at anti-submarine warfare or suppression of enemy air defenses, battle damage assessment, carrying out surgical strikes across the border. I mean, these drones are virtually like Swiss knives. They come with so many capabilities, whether it's, the radars that they carry, the, infrared the sensors, the, synthetic aperture radars, the missiles. these are the very cutting edge of US technology that we're getting, Shiv. And this is one of the reasons that the three services, made common cause and finally went in for this deal. Though we might actually question the cost of this and, whether it comes at the cost of, our indigenous programs. But given the way things are with China along the LAC, these drones are a must-have, and it's actually being acquired virtually only because of what the Chinese did post May 2020. I mean, it's very specifically being acquired for the northern and the eastern borders and, of course, the larger Indian Ocean region.
Very quickly, final question to you, Sandeep. By when do you think these drones will begin arrive, keeping in view when the deal might be signed?
The deal is going to be, if it's signed this year, you're looking at something like 2026 for all 30 to be delivered. They'll be delivered in tranches over the next 4 or 5 years, and the first drones begin to arrive in about 2 years from the signing of the deal. But we're also given to understand that there could possibly be a fast-track acquisition of drones that are already being produced, and with the United States, they could give it to us in far faster timelines than what have been previously indicated. But we're looking at a completion of all deliveries to be completed by 2026.
So you've heard it from the journalist who's been breaking every aspect of this story for the last few years. In a best case scenario, the first of these drones will begin arriving sometime around 2023 perhaps, and the entire deal delivery will be completed by 2026. We look forward to it. We will continue to ask the questions as well. Sandeep, thank you very much for helping us decode this huge drone deal. Sandeep also mentioned the indigenous armed drones program, and that's what many of our viewers will be wondering. We're spending such huge amounts of public money on a foreign system. What about our own capabilities? Why can't we build our own armed drones? And where does India stand as far as its own drone programs are concerned?